Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Will Patterson, and welcome back to a new video. Today, cool videos happening. I'm showing you all the best apps for drawing and creative work on the iPad. So this video isn't just for people who are avidly buying these apps. Some of these apps are free, some of them are paid for, some of them are expensive, some of them aren't. But if you're looking towards getting a new app or trying something a bit different out, then this video is for you. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell notification, and let's get right into the video. This video is brought to you by Paperlike. So obviously the first one has got to be Procreate. Procreate is the #1 drawing app I think right now out, and that's simply because of its simplicity. As you can see here, we've got the 30 days, or not even that, the drawing of all of my different letter forms in A, B, and C. And I use this for all of my hand lettering. The cool thing about Procreate is the tools and its simplicity. So if you go into here, you can see a lot of my other work going on. For work such as this, a very dark gothic work, you can create really in-depth pieces of typography or hand lettering, but not only that, you can draw, do illustrative work in here as well. Another cool feature of Procreate that everyone seems to love is the brush engine. Now, obviously in Procreate 5, which is not out yet at the time of this video, it has an amazing engine for creating pens and brushes. You've got so many options and you can really customize it to be anything you want when creating a brush for your needs. Not only that, it works with a layer system. It doesn't have vector art in here, but that's not what they're trying to go for, and it only works on the iPad. So if you're wanting something that is just very reliable, very smooth, such as this, it is an amazing app to go for. The next app is Adobe Fresco. Now, this is a very recent addition to the Adobe lineup, and you can remember how Adobe used to have like Photoshop Sketch and different other sketchbooks like that. Well, now they've got actually their own vector and pixel-based drawing app. Fresco is for the illustrator and the fine art painter, and even for people like me, the hand letterer. You can see here I drew this all out and it's in a complete vector artwork there. Now the cool thing about Fresco is that you can have normal drawing with, you know, just the exact pencil that you're using. This is bitmap, it's not vector, but it's great and it's really responsive. The downside to Fresco is that you can't yet really change or customize your brushes yet, but it does have other options such as bringing up your brush palette here, changing some of the dynamics of the brush and changing some of the settings, but nowhere near that of Procreate yet. That's a big yet, because Adobe will be bringing functionality to this app. It's going to be really powerful when it's all kitted out with the ability to change all the settings within the brush. Another cool feature that you have within Fresco is vector drawing. As you can see here, this is a vector line. Now I must give it to Fresco, this does not feel like I'm drawing with vector. This feels really responsive. Normally there's huge lag spikes and too much smoothing, but here you can see I'm just drawing normally with a vector brush. Now this is going to come in really handy for you guys who are illustrators or people who really need that vector artwork straight onto the iPad. It was really handy for this piece of work here because now I can zoom in, I can bring it into Adobe Illustrator and play around with it, and it can work all the way through. I can edit it in Adobe Illustrator as well, and that's great for when Adobe Illustrator finally comes to the iPad next year. But not only vector brushes, you also have what's known as live paint. Now this is shown at Adobe Max in 2018 and it was a really cool feature, but as you can see here, this is the live paintbrush, and what this does is basically act like a traditional brush, and you've got different options. So you can see there, that's really weird how it sort of smooths itself in. Ooh, that's satisfying. If I just click on the live brushes again, I've got other ones. I've got like, you know, watercolor round detail, as you can see here. And look at that, how it bleeds into the work, and it's got so much detail within this. Now this is great for the traditional painter or someone who really wants that water effect. This is something that other apps like Procreate cannot do yet. So this is something that's very unique to Fresco on the iPad. You've also got watercolor splatter, looks very cool, very unique. And of course you've got the oil paints as well. So if I just change the color here to, let's say, a nice red, This oil paint is really detailed as well, pressure sensitive, and you can see how it builds up on the screen, and you've got the texture of where the paint is moving. It's really realistic. So for anyone who's like doing fine art, this is a great option for you. Now, the only downside to this in Adobe Fresco is that you have to either have a monthly subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud, so that's where you get every single app, and that can be quite expensive, or you can pay £10 a month after the 30-day free trial. So basically, it's for anyone who needs something very specific in here. Although I do think Adobe's rolling out a lot of updates to make this worth the payment that you're paying. So just stick around and watch the news for this, because this app is actually really underrated at the minute for the potential it has. The next one is Affinity Designer. Now, Affinity Designer is no joke. It is an absolute illustrative, Photoshop-y kind of beast. You've got vector artwork with precision pen tool experience, as well as normal artwork. So if you do design work, you could do it basically all off of this app in here. Now, I'm not the one to use Affinity too much because it's not my cup of tea. I prefer using Photoshop, but that doesn't stop me going and using it. But basically, you've got loads of features that you would have in apps such as, like, you know, Adobe Illustrator and other apps like that. But you can see the detail that you can get inside of this app. This is a sample piece of artwork here. The next app is called ArtSet. I made a video a while back of me creating this abstract painting in ArtSet. Now, the cool thing about this app is the ability to create abstract paintings and fine detailed or fine art work. You've got all the tools that you need, such as, you know, tubes of paint, different kinds of paint. I've got the beta version of my iPad here, so it might lag a little bit, but you can see the way that the paint is interacting with the other paints here, and the fact that I'm using this palette knife in such a realistic format. So it's kind of like Adobe Fresco, but I think it's a bit more towards the traditional painter. Now, the downsides are that it doesn't have like the speed or the functionality of apps like Procreate or even Adobe Fresco, so you've got to choose wisely. This isn't actually too expensive, this app. There is a free version of this, I believe, and there is a pro version as well. And you can see here the amount of detail that you can get with the app as well. If I show you here with like the paint, you can see it really interacting there. So it's kind of like live painting, but in a more traditional format. The next one is Vectornator Pro. Now, this one isn't really a drawing app, but more of a design app. It's a vector-based app where you can design vectors. So as you can see here, I've got a sample piece of my artwork. Now, the reason why I use this app, Vectornator, is the ability to use the pen tool in a very intuitive way. It's probably the easiest way, and it's a completely free way of vectorizing my logos. So my workflow could be working inside of Procreate, then going directly from Procreate into Vectornator, not leaving my iPad. This is like a huge part of the design game, and you can see it's very responsive and it works very well with touch. The pen tool works with like gestures, so if I wanted to, I could create horizontal and vertical anchor points very easily, like so. If I put 3 fingers there, it will release this one. It is a pen tool genius app. Now, the best part about this is that it's completely free. So if you get Procreate on the iPad, you've got a way to vectorize your logo types. It does actually send to Adobe Illustrator as well, which is very good. The best part about this though now is that we've got an app on the Mac as well. So that's free to use. So if you needed to vectorize some work or your lettering or whatever, you can do that now completely free on the iPad and then to the Mac, which is insane. And again, all I can say is that I'm just really stoked about all these anchor point positions that I'm able to get, and the speed and accuracy with a touch-based system like this. I can get it. It's really smooth, just as smooth as Procreate when using, and it uses layers. You've got lots of settings, you've got lots of tools down here, and there's no real reason not to have this app on your system. It is completely free. Okay, and the last app that we're going to be doing today is Photoshop on iPad. Now again, this is not free, but you can download it for free on the App Store and use it for free for 30 days. After that, it's £10 a month, or it is free with your subscription. It's like included with your Adobe subscription. Now, I've not really done any drawing in this because it's not really meant for drawing. This app is actually really meant for photo manipulation, photo touch-ups. And Adobe have sort of made this very clear worth bringing out Fresco that this is not like an idea for drawing. It's not a place where you can just quickly draw something very nicely, although they do give you the option to do that. So as you can see here, I've got a brush just there, like a normal one. You can get all these other ones that look a bit more gritty and grimy. Now the problem I have with this app, if I was to use it for anything for like proper sketching, it just doesn't work. It doesn't, like, the orientation doesn't change. So I have to like swivel my whole iPad around, which is something that, you know, no one wants to do when you've got like an iPad screen. And it just doesn't work as smoothly as something like Fresco, Procreate, or any other app. Although if you do like the Adobe ecosystem, this is a great choice for anyone who's just wanting to do a quick sketch or a quick doodle on top of their photographs. Again, I'll say that this is really down for taking photographs and editing them and being able to change them. And that's with like the healing brush tool. You've got the clone stamp, you've got everything in there that you would need in Photoshop to do quick retouches. I'm not too sure why I zoomed into that part of my face, but there you go. And it does it really, really well. So nowadays, probably photographers don't even need a computer, especially amateurs, when they can just use an iPad and use Photoshop. Everything they need is on there, and you don't need to worry about where your images are. This video is brought to you by Paperlike. Now, if you don't know, I use a Paperlike screen protector for all of my drawings. You see how this is so matte and you can't see many glare or reflections in there? Well, that's because I've got literally a matte screen protector covering my screen. Now, the reason why is because a Paperlike screen protector allows me to draw and it feels like paper. Can you hear it? I guess you heard it there with my microphone right in your face. Ever since I started drawing with the iPad, I've always looked for a matte screen protector because nothing is worse than drawing on a glass screen. It just does not feel natural. Your hand sticks to the screen and you don't really have the fluid motion of drawing, and it's not very freeing. Well, Paperlike gives you the Paperlike feel, and if you would like to learn more about this and the inexpensive way of turning your iPad into a paper feeling tablet, then click that link down below in the description and get yourself a Paperlike. Well, there you have it. There is the video for all of the apps that I use personally for drawing on the iPad. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please press that red subscribe button. What that does is allows you guys to know when I upload a video. And again, it is completely free and very generous if you do so. If you like the video, press that like button. If you dislike the video, press the dislike button twice, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you soon. Goodbye.